Nikki Haley says no. It's actually Donald Trump who's in cognitive decline and decides to provide some context for her proclamation. Here's part of it.
The former president yesterday endorsed a group of loyalists, including his daughter-in-law, to run the RNC now. The idea, reportedly, to bring the campaign closer to the party. What do you make of that?
He's just trying to control as much as he can control. But we don't want a king in America. That's the problem.
They heard your criticism earlier, and they responded. Trump campaign spokesman said, quote, Nikki, brain dead, bird brain Haley reeks of desperation as it's clear she knows she has no shot and is now auditioning for a cable news contract when her 15 minutes are over.
It's a weak response. You know we're under the skin because you saw what he did at the rally on Saturday.
Over the weekend, Donald Trump questioned the whereabouts of Nikki Haley's husband, who's serving a year-long deployment in Africa for the South Carolina Army National Guard.
Where's her husband? Oh, he's away. He's away. What happened to her husband? What happened to her husband? Where is he? He's gone.
You know, to mock my husband, Michael and I can handle that. But you mock one member of the military, you mock all members of the military.
But the reality is he's talked about the military for years now in disparaging ways. Suckers, losers, John McCain, Gold Star families. What's different now? What's different this time?
Before, when he did it, it was during the 2016 election. Everybody thought, oh, did he have a slip? What did that mean?
Lies, madam. You knew good and damn well he had no slip. He reasserted his position, doubled down on the position, tripled down on the position, and decided to echo the position again in multiple interviews. Beyond that, I don't think he's losing support because he talked about your hubby. I think it was a great one-liner that you prepared for. You talk about one member of the military, you talk about them all. Now, wait a minute though, hold on. He's been doing this, so what's the difference? As the interviewer pointed out. Also, there is hypocrisy from the Trump campaign. They said in their official response that Nikki Haley is brain dead and bird brain. You cannot coexist. Either she is brain dead or she has a bird brain. It is one or the other. Now, there's something else that's quite ironic that Nikki Haley said that we must highlight for the record. Here it is.
The problem now is he is not the same person he was in 2016. He is unhinged. He is more diminished than he was.
You endorsed him when he ran again. You were a vocal supporter. You were out on the campaign trail.
I'm the first one to say I voted for him twice. I was proud to serve America in his administration. But you can go back and look at my book. I cite multiple times, and he knows it, when I called him out for things that he was doing that were wrong. Since I got out of the administration, I have called him out multiple times, which is why he's upset because he thinks I'm disloyal. I'm not loyal to anyone. I don't do that.
Yeah. She says, I'm not loyal to anyone. Now, the irony is, there was just a story a few weeks ago that she's not loyal to her own husband, which, by the way, there's a sworn affidavit stating that alleged fact. Let's get into it. Presidential candidate Nikki Haley, former governor of South Carolina, turned the cognitive decline tables on former President Donald Trump during an interview with today's Craig Melvin, which aired Wednesday morning. Trump recently ridiculed her husband, Michael Haley, or more specifically, his lack of presence on the campaign trail due to being currently deployed overseas as a National Guardsman. Now, I'm going to say this. Only Donald Trump can get away with saying, where's the spouse, when I'm concerned that his spouse is nowhere to be found. Because where has Donald Trump's wife been? Hell, where are his children other than Junior? Do you understand my point here? He's going to get away with proclaiming this against his political opponent when the reality is his own wife has been an absentee spouse on the campaign trail and she's not under deployment. There's more. When Melvin asked for her reaction, the former South Carolina governor said, quote, "You know, to mock my husband, Michael and I can handle that. But you mock one member of the military, you mock all members of the military," end quote. Haley has addressed this before, even gone so far as to blame low military recruitment on Trump, her former boss, when she served as UN ambassador under the Trump administration. And this is not the first time that Trump has blasted the military, which Melvin brought up. Quote, "But the reality is, he's talked about the military for years, now in disparaging ways." The Today Show anchor noted, "Suckers, losers, John McCain, Gold Star families. What's different now?" According to Haley, what's different now is that before, when he did it, it was during the 2016 election. Everybody thought, oh, did he have a slip up? What? What did that mean? Haley replied before pivoting to the hot button issue of the 2024 election, cognitive decline. The problem now is he is not the same person he was in 2016. He is unhinged. He is more diminished than he ever was. Well, but so why did you support him after 2016? If you believe this, Nikki, you supported him after 2016. And here's the irony of this. You say America doesn't want a king, so you believe he will be a dictator. You also say he's unhinged, which means he cannot be president of the United States effectively. But when you lose the Republican primary, you will endorse Donald Trump as president of the United States. You want him to be president of the United States when you lose the primary. Okay, Wosny, here's the thing. The Trump campaign may be onto something as far as her kind of auditioning for some kind of news show, cable show, or my other theory is she is hoping that he simply gets incarcerated. He's indicted. He cannot actually hold the position. But whatever it is, there's no way in the hell she believes she defeats a Donald Trump in a Republican primary that he has clearly dominated and is going to win based on pure voter data. What say you?
Yeah, I can see the cynicism in all of this, right? I think Nikki Haley has clearly made the calculation that because she's running against opposing Donald Trump's nomination, that she will have no place in his administration going forward. And so there's an obvious opportunity to sort of oppose him now because there's nothing in it for her as far as being one of Donald Trump's sycophants because she went against him and ran against him in this primary. And I think even the outlet that she's doing this on, seeing her on on NBC, where it's like, oh, look, I'm a conservative voice, but I'm more skewed towards the mainstream. I'm less unhinged. I'm more normal conservative voice. I tend to agree with the Trump campaign that this woman is auditioning to be one of those annoying ass, never Trumper Republicans who never lifted a single finger to go up against this dude until they were absolutely shut out of power and shut out of his influence, right? And so I think Nikki Haley is so obviously and so cynically running that exact same playbook that we've seen ran over and over and over again from disaffected Republicans in the past.
And you make a great point because we've seen what seemed to be very, let's just say, commonsensical Republicans say things that made sense after they decided to resign from politics, after they decided to leave the US Senate, after they decided they no longer wanted to be in politics. All of a sudden, they started sounding like Democrats. All right, we'll follow this, give you updates as they come.